Alright, welcome back to another Project Diablo 2 guide here. Pretty sick, I got the flu, so I was bored. I wanted to make a video here, so excuse my voice. But yeah, there's this cool item they added that I saw and I thought, hey, let's make a build around it. So this thing has chance to cast level 12 Blizzard on striking. For you those who don't know, Blizzard is a Sorc spell. It's pretty far down the cold tree, and it's like a it's like an end game build. People go like just Blizzard. So it has two synergies: Ice Bolt and Glacial Spike. Those guys. So that's only 40 points to max synergies for the bow proc. Now I've checked other weapons. There's no other. Well, there's might be some other weapons, but there's no other gear that has a chance to cast Blizzard on strike. So this is it. So yeah, I wanted to make a bold build around this. Just for fun to see how it is, but it turns out it's good. So let's go back to the tree. I've maxed these synergies for Blizzard, which is just these two. I've maxed Cold Mastery for maximum Pierce and cold damage, and then I've gone ahead and I've maxed Cold Enchant and Chilling Armor for its synergy. So this is fully synergized, and so is Blizzard. And then I also picked up Energy Shield and Teleport, and I put a couple points left over in more. So I'm level 99 on this character. Obviously, you will probably not be able to do this while you're leveling, so I would suggest getting Energy Shield, getting 1 point more, then doing what you can here, and I would max probably the synergy on Cold Enchant, like Chilling Armor last or something. Just because it's so important to have Energy Shield and Teleport, obviously, so you play the game. Definitely max Gold Mastery and the Blizzard stuff. So that's it for the tree. Now we're playing a Sorc here, so Sorcs are not typically melee characters, or sorry, like typically they cast stuff. They don't like attack, so um, we are gonna have a hard time hitting the attack speed breakpoint. But I've come up with a few ways to do it that really don't cost too much to do. So let's take a look at the gear. So let me bring up this little thing over here. Yeah, this. Hopefully you can see it. So this is the attack speed breakpoints for Sorcs using a great bow. So we want to hit the 125 mark because it's just so much better to be at the attack speed cap. You do so much more damage, especially with proccing Blizzard. So this is very important to the build. Like don't ignore this. You definitely want to hit the last breakpoint. Now you notice how it goes in steps. So when you're leveling, or if you don't have amazing gear yet, you can hit 72 kind of easy. Um, but let's take a look at how I'm hitting it here. So um, number one, I've I've upped this bow from, I don't know, whatever the one comes before it. So this is the elite version, so it's like a lum and a foul, I think, or a pull to up it. So do that because why not? Um, you get more physical damage. So that's that. So notice the bow has 5 to strafe, so we're using strafe. Strafe is super good for proccing stuff because it attacks 5 times. It's like Zeal, so you proc Blizzard a lot. So in order to hit the attack speed breakpoint, you can use Treachery. It's the highest attack speed on a chest. Um, if you were to get a chest with 4 sockets and you put 15% attack speed jewels in it, you would get to 60. So that's an option. But I think a shale full lem is way cheaper than trying to do that. But of course, that's an option. But here we have 45, and there's a couple other things on here that are kind of useful for us. Like you get level 15 venom when you strike, so that's gonna add some poison damage for things that are immune to cold and physical. So that's kind of cool. Faster hit recovery, nice. Get some cold resist, so it's not totally useless, but again, it's super cheap. Next is Andy's. So Andy's is 20% attack speed. Now you could use another helm that has 20% attack speed. There's a few out there, but we want to also get all skills because we want to upgrade our strafe to be more damage and more arrows. Because it's an O skill, we need all skills. So Andy's is the best for this because it just has skills and attack speed. There's no other option. Next is a High Lord. So High Lords is pretty famous. It's got 20% attack speed. The Deadly Strike is kind of cool, but we're really not doing much physical damage here. It's gonna help a little bit, so it's not like it's wasted. But again, we get 1 to all skills and 20% attack speed, so that's really cool. Magnus Skin. These are like perfect for us. They give us there's another stat I didn't talk about yet. Is Pierce. So you have 73 Pierce. So every time an arrow pierces, it can proc again. So having Pierce is essential to the build because if you're piercing, you're gonna get like way more proc. So, and obviously we don't get any talents to give us Pierce or anything because we're not an Amazon. So Magnus Skin has attack speed and Pierce. So it's the best gloves you can get for this build, and they're usually free. Nobody cares about these gloves. So very cool to have. Bulkate those just because I get some life and 1 to all skills. Razor Tail. So this belt is just for the Pierce. So 33 chance to Pierce. You can see it's quite a bit. It also gives us some dex, which is nice, and some max damage. But it's really just for the Pierce. I have a Raven Frost because it cannot be frozen. It adds a bit of cold damage, which is going to get buffed from cold mastery, so that's kind of cool. And it gives us dex as well, so and attack rating, which we need a lot of because we don't have ignorance target defense. So Raven Frost is actually not bad. If the slam cannot be frozen on something else, then go ahead and get rid of it. Get another all skill, but it's not really needed. Then you have the boots. So these boots are pierce boots. There's no other boots that give bonuses to cold damage or spells or attack speed. So these are the best slot boots. So I would upgrade these as well if you get a perfect version of them after you slam them, of course. Because right now they're just chain boots. These are really great. We're gonna be sitting at 73 Pierce. And the last thing is the arrows. So the arrows, I'm not totally sure what can roll on these, but I had a few in here from Plug Y. I went with the ones with attack speed. So you can see we're at 125, which is where we want to be. So I know you can corrupt things to get attack speed. So this is obviously something you can play around with, and depending on what your corruptions are and what kind of gear you get, you can change the arrows. But these are like dual leech arrows with a bit of min damage and enhanced damage. So these are like pretty GG. So. But I think just getting the 20% attack speed shouldn't be too hard. So yeah, with this setup, we're at really high Pierce, like 73 is just good enough. And we also have the max attack speed breakpoint. And we also do have considerable amount of all skills. So see we're at 36 here, so 16 to all skills. Our strafe is at level 10, so we only have 5 to all skills. But you know what I mean. So what about charm? So obviously we need resistance charm. That's one problem with this build. With this gear setup is that your fire res is kind of low, and your lightning res is a little low as well. And you obviously want to torch in an Annie, and then cold skill superior school charm, because this is going to buff mainly. People would say, oh, you could get the the cold damage, whatchamacallums, but you want the pierce on cold mastery, so the pierce does a lot, so you don't don't get pierced with the large charms. You only get it with the all skills for this. So I would prefer just getting cold skillers. They're also going to be cheaper and easier to find. But of course, if you had those other ones, you could use it. It's not a big deal. So this is the setup I'll use now. So on my mark, I've got an infinity and some survival gear. So like obviously infinity's great. Check this out right here. On the swap, I have called Arms Lidless. So what I'm gonna do is buff my dude. Buy all my enchants while I have them, because I actually have more skills. I've got 40 now when I have the Lidless on. So that's important. And then when you switch back, you'll see I have teleport on the right click and strafe on my left click. So sheet damage with this right now is 5.4 to 7. Okay, so that's mainly frost damage, so keep that in mind. Also, you want the Blessed Aim merc, because you really want to have really high, what do you call it, attack rating. You don't have ignore target defense. I was already in here, so I'll just go up a bit. That's how rating goes when you start proccing. If you turn the sound down, so you can hear me talk. Of course, you can teleport. You don't have very good teleport rate, but you can see, like, the blizzards just it's like having a way higher cast rate than you should be allowed to have. That's what makes it so strong. Especially if you start piercing, you can get like 20, 30, 40 blizzards going off at the same time, and they all tick. So it's extremely good for the cow map. Any map where things are slow moving. And also just the way that strafe works. If you ever played the Enchant Sorc with the bow before, you know you can't just use a regular bow. You gotta have some kind of ability. So either people go multi-shot with the board bow, or they go straight with this bow. There's a couple other options. You can go like exploding shot, but you don't want to be just attacking. It's just really shitty. So unfortunately, you can't really use the Rimward Ice or other things. You have to stick with one of these bows to give you no skill. It's just too bad otherwise. But yeah, like you can see, the kill speed here is insane. For like pretty much a gimmick. It's because the blizzards are like stacking on each other like crazy, and if you get lucky, it's just, even though it's 12% cast rate, it happens quite a bit. So once you start attacking and get these blizzards proccing, it's kind of over for them. So obviously this build is all full damage. So if you come across any cold immunes or maps with cold immunes, it's not going to work. Even with infinity, probably not going to pierce most stuff. Also, if you get across like cold physical immune, then your merc won't be able to kill it. Like this guy's immune to cold, but my merc's got him, so it's fine. Infinity actually hits really hard. Ran out of mana there, got hit by. Yeah, we've got 7 mana leech and 21 life leech, so you don't really need to worry about healing. You're keeping your distance, and with all the blizzards going off, whatever's around you should really not really get close to you. And of course you have teleport. So yeah, that's how that is. And now I'm gonna just put the sound back on. You can hear it when it starts to roll. Just how tight it's rock. That wasn't very good. Right here. attack speed breakpoint and different things. So obviously if you want max damage, you want to get rid of all this scuffed gear that doesn't really do much for you, right? So if we were going max damage, sheet damage at least, you know, it would look like this. So now we're at 8 to 10k. Of course, our attack speed is way lower. But yeah, our attack speed's way lower. We're more resistant because of Chains of Honor. And what do you call it? Our pierce system. So we've got 20% pierce. We're not going to be getting nearly as many procs, but even though our sheet damage here is super high, it's just way less damage. It relies on the proc. Keep that in mind, guys. Don't just go for high sheet damage with weird things like this. So. However, you definitely want these back, and you definitely want Pierce. Pierce you can't do without, so these items can't be changed. However, the Andes can be changed. You could roll 3 sockets in a Nightwing, and because it has more Pierce and more cold damage, it's going to be more damage. And you could get 3 sockets in here, and you could put 2 or 3 15% attack speed jewels, and that would put us at 90. You could also get 6 sockets, believe it or not, in this with a slam. So because it's a 2-handed weapon, it can get up to 6 sockets. So there's a lot you could do with 6 sockets in this bow. You could put 15% attack speed jewels in there. So 4 of them would be 60. So that would be another 30. So it'd be 90% attack speed right there. Of course, if you got 6 in here and 3 in here, and then you were using, let's say, a different armor, you got 4 sockets in the armor, that would be, 6, so that's 10, that would be 13 sockets to work with. I'm sure you could get to the attack speed breakpoint and also use cold faucets. So that's something to really consider. If you had 6 cold faucets in this thing, that would be insane. You would actually be piercing most cold abuse. So yeah, that's something to consider. Also, you have your corruptions. So if I bring up the corruption page, you can get another 10% attack speed in your quiver, another 10 on your belt, and 10 on your gloves. So keep that in mind. You can also corrupt your weapon to up to 30. But I think having 6 sockets would just be better no matter what. So there's a lot of different ways to hit that cap. There aren't any ways to get pierced. Oh, never mind. You can get 15 on your belt and 15 on your gloves. Oh, and on your hand. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. There's plenty of ways to get pierced too. So, looking for pierce or attack speed corruptions definitely will make this build a lot better. Now, I want to talk about Crescent Moon. Of course, if you're getting more attack speed from other places, Crescent Moon is really strong because it's going to give us dual leech, 10% attack speed, and 2 cold skills. You could also go with just the Maras, right? The Maras is going to really help us with our resistances. I wanted to mention Naj's Lightplate because it's like a little baby Chains of Honor. If you look at it for us, the reason we go Chains of Honor is mainly for the all resist and the 2 to all skills. Naj Blade has 1 to all skills and all resist, so it's a little baby one. It has a lot of life too, so it's actually not too bad, and it's pretty much free. And you could also slam one for sockets, so keep that in mind. But yeah, that's the build. It's pretty cool. I think I think they put this in the game, and there might be other builds like this. I'm gonna test some other ones, but the fact that this casts Blizzard, I've tested it with the Ice rune word. So if you don't know Ice, Ice is a bow that has interesting proc. It has level 32 Nova proc. See there. However, and it also has Holy Freeze, which you think is great, but yeah, it's not that great. You get minus 20 to cold resist and up to 30% cold skill damage. So it does look good on paper, but because we wouldn't have any skill to use, we would just be attacking. It really limits the build. So it's good for Amazons, but not for us. So, and yeah, that's it for this. I'm gonna make a couple other videos with different. There's a fire version of this I'm gonna try out with hydras, rocking, and other things. So yeah, thanks for watching.